So there's going to be 3 instant challenges available. I think this is a great feature. What are we going to be offering for February? Let's talk about the new payout system. Who wants to try? Hey everybody, it's James, back here again with you all. In, I guess it was May or June, we launched an instant funding challenge. It was the best-selling product that we had for a long period of time. Then in September or October, we added a static challenge. This one worked a bit differently. There was a 30-day time limit on it, and I wanted to experiment with something that was not perpetual or indefinite, like the other challenges and the other instant challenge that we had, because static drawdown is quite a generous thing to offer with a instant account, because most other companies don't do that. So this was a bit of an experiment. It didn't get as popular as I expected it to, and I believe that to be because of the competition that we're now facing with futures firms. So the new instant challenges that we're launching are heavily inspired, with our own flair, of course, by the instant futures challenges, because I think that they are a competitive product. They're exciting, compelling, and offered in a way that is sustainable for the company, compelling for you, and it's all about finding this equilibrium that's something that you want and something we can offer that is going to work for both parties. So that is the context. Why do I mention the other 2 challenges? That is because they are being, I wouldn't say removed, but overhauled. So let me start with the equity trailing instant challenge that we already have. The main change that is going to happen with the equity trailing are the payout regulations. It will be a 6% trailing equity max loss. There will be a 6% target to get a payout. There will be a 7-day payout interval on this. The consistency score is going to be changed to 25%. You need to be less consistent rather than more, which is the current setting, which is 20%. So we're going to push it back to 25% as it was before. There will be a payout cap on the instant accounts of 3% for the first payout, and this is going to increase by 1% with every payout. So then the next one is going to be 4, then the next one will be 5 and 6, so on. But the main introduction to all of these challenges, by the way, is the concept of a winning day. So we're going to reduce the requirement of consistency, but we're going to add this concept of a winning day, and it's different to a profitable day. So again, using references that we already know, a profitable day is where you close the day 0.5% higher than when you started the day. So you just increase your balance by at least 0.5%. A winning day is 0.25%, so 0.25%, but the difference is that you have to close the day above break even, so above your account starting balance. So if you have a 100K account, so you start the day at 99,900 and you finish the day at 100,150, that's going to be a winning day because you have the 0.25% and you're above your starting balance. If you start the day at 99,000 and reach 99,250, that's not going to be considered a winning day because you're not above your starting balance. This is what we're going to call a winning day. And then back to the payout. So this is how you qualify for the payout, and then 5 winning days of 0.25%, and then you qualify for the payout. So this is how all of the instant accounts are going to work. So I'll keep going to explain the other 2. The second one will be end of day trailing. Like futures products, we don't track the intraday profit for the high watermark. What we're doing is we're capturing the end of day balance or equity and using that as the reference point for the trailing loss. So it's not updating during the trading day, just at the end of the day. Then the third one is a new concept, and this is based on the practicality of a static max loss, but we have trailed it on your payouts. So you, let's say, have a $100,000 account. You take it up to $6,000 to reach the target. You take a $3,000 payout from it. So the 6% max loss is then reduced to 3% because it is trailing your payouts rather than trailing your equity or trading your end of day balance. So it's trailing your realized performance, i.e. the money that goes in your pocket, not the potential money that you have in the account that hasn't been paid to you yet. I think this is a great feature that works for both parties, like the company and the trader. That was a lot of information that I gave very quickly. So there's going to be 3 instant challenges available. They all have 25% consistency score to get a payout. They all require a 6% target to be met. They all have a 3% cap on the first payout that increases by 1% with every payout. They all have 7-day payout intervals. And then the only difference between each of them is the max loss and how it trails. So there'll either be an equity trailing max loss, end of day trailing max loss, and payout trailing max loss. So that is the 3 types of instant challenges that we're going to have. Who wants to try? What are we going to be offering for February? We have 2 key offers for February. One is 50% off all of our 150K accounts. Then we have 25% off and 25% more. This works on every challenge. So if you buy a 10K challenge, you're going to get a balance of 12,500 and you're going to pay 25% less on that challenge. So yeah, let's talk about the new payout system before we run out of time. Why did I want to change this whole approach? One thing that I concluded a few months ago was having this absence of feedback in the payout process caused a lot of uncertainty or even controversy among traders. That lack of feedback meant that things went missed for periods of time, which meant that for a few days you may stop trading because you think you're eligible for a payout. You miss opportunities, you miss trades, you miss setups. Then the team will inform you that you don't qualify and you need to continue trading to qualify. And then that adds more time because you missed trading days, you missed the payout day, and all of that happened because of the absence of this feedback system. So this is why I got rid of this automatic payout scheduling system. Now there's a button in your dashboard. So all you have to do is wait for your interval to pass. And then once the days have been complete and you've met the requirements, you can put in whatever amount you want. And then you submit a request. It gets sent to the team. They're going to review it. You're going to get an approval or you're going to get feedback. And then you get a payout, just like how it works at every other company. Is there any follow-up questions before we wrap things up? Are you planning to add the ability to exchange power-ups for experience points? For example, I have several cards I don't plan to use, but I could exchange them for XP increase. I didn't plan to do something like this, but we were just discussing in Discord while I was on the train to have a exchange. You can pay a couple of XP to use this feature, and you basically throw back the card you don't want. So you discard a card and you get one back, but that will also be random. You know, not every card has the same value because the utility is greater. So a respawn card has a greater value than, let's say, a shield card. You know, we have to think about how this could be abused to the company's disadvantage while also having this super cool feature for you guys to use. So we have to always think about what risk comes with everything that we offer. Will you be able to buy the power-ups? Yes, you will. The big blocker that we have at the moment is building our new dashboard. Once we've done that, you're going to be able to buy power-ups using your XP and also using cash as well, but we need to have a completely new dashboard. Have you considered rewarding profitable day streaks by reducing target on one-stage accounts? 12%, e.g. if you have 7 profitable days in a row, the profit target is reduced to 11%. Yes, I have thought about something like this, like a performance score based on like how you trade. For example, how many trades, what is the lot size consistency, what is the risk reward ratio consistency, like all ways that you trade, but measured to be consistent. So any big swings would not be considered consistent, but it's not just about how much money you make in a day and spread that out over a period of time, but it will be about like the things that you do, the actions you take. Where did you get the idea for the XP program? And how do you feel about others copying it? Okay. I've worked in the online trading industry for over 10 years now. And something I was always aware of is how every broker looks the same. And that was also the exact same thing that I was seeing in the prop trading industry before I launched PipFarm. And then when you're all the same as each other, the only thing you have to do is compete on price. And this is what Forex and CFD brokers were doing. At the time, there was almost no loyalty program in the like finance industry, like except for credit cards. I would consider that more of a consumer thing because it's based on like spending, like a shop would do that with spending, credit card companies with spending, but I've never seen this in the investment industry. I wanted to find a way to introduce that, but I do believe that it's irresponsible to only reward spending. So that's why I didn't want to do just a loyalty program. And the other thing that I wanted to mention as well is prop trading so far is unregulated. Having this flexibility, I wanted to use it. So I spent a long time brainstorming ideas how this could be integrated into the product, to make it based on your experience as a trader. And that's where this whole thing came to life. It's like experience points, like a game, experience your experience as a trader. So rewarding experience, not just spending and buying power. And then this whole thing kind of came to life, and it gave me the idea to build this as like a core feature of PipFarm. Why experience points and why this gamification? First of all, prop challenges are already like a form of gamifying trading, because you have these levels and challenges and you have targets, things you have to reach to be able to get rewards. So it was kind of an evolution of what it already is, like an extra layer on top. And then I was managing another prop firm. And the one thing I noticed is every Friday at 11 p.m., so I guess it's everyone's like activity on Discord would change from listening to like rock or electronic dance music. It would all change to playing Call of Duty, World of Warcraft. Everyone just switched to playing games as soon as the market closed. So that like reminded me that many traders are also gamers. So this whole thing came to life in my head. And how do I feel about people copying it? Good ideas should be copied. An experience program, a loyalty program, these are not my ideas. They're ideas from other industries that have just been repurposed and applied. And then other people will take what I did and repurpose and apply it in their own way. Do you think people will copy power-ups too? I think how PipFarm has implemented power-ups is quite advanced to what other companies may be willing to do, because it's very on brand for PipFarm. So yeah, I guess some of it could be copied. I'm not sure how far other companies would go, because this is changing the risk dynamic a lot. It's also technically intense as well. So I don't have a good reading on what's going to happen there. How can you reassure new customers that PipFarm is in good standing? We reassure you the same way that every other prop firm reassures you, and it's with payout certificates. The payout certificates are not just about recognizing your achievements. They're also serving as a form of proof that we are paying traders. Yeah, this hour did go fast, and thank you everybody for being here. See you again in 3 or 4 Sundays time. Okay, bye everybody.